Yo, 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 yo. You know what this is, man. This is your favorite channel. This is CTB, Chin Tub Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Brother Chin, check you with this one. About the upset of the weekend, man. The Kambosos victory over Lopez. But before I chin check you with that, let me first say, can you please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed? Throw a thumbs up on the content if you like the content. And that only will help us grow here at CTB, while at the same time we can grow the sport of boxing together. But with that being said, let me get into this chin check real quick. Yeah, we are now days removed from the fight. We are now days removed. It is Monday. We all seen not only the fight itself, the post fights, and the backlash from the post fights. I kind of want to touch on a little bit of all of that. Let me first go into the fight. I chose Kambosos to win. I chose Kambosos to win because I thought he was hungrier than Tio. I think the long negotiating issues, the long fight build up was causing more damage to Tio than it was to Kambosos. I think Tio was focused on, he got married recently. He was traveling the world. He has a baby on the way. I just feel like he had a lot going on. I'm not saying Kambosos didn't have a lot going on also. Kambosos probably did have a lot going on. But by him being a challenger in this situation and being hungrier in this situation, to me, it made him more focused in this situation. Like I said, I picked Kambosos for the upset because of that. Also because I thought he was the right size to give Tio some trouble. I thought he can give as much as he took from Tio, and which he did. And I didn't call for the knockdown. I didn't think he was going to knock down Tio by no means, but he did in the first round. And I think from that moment on, from the moment he dropped Tio was in panic mode, and he was trying to get that back. He was trying to get the knockdown himself, and he just could not find it, man. He was throwing a lot of heavy shots. He was landing a lot of heavy shots, but he was also missing wildly a lot of those heavy shots. And like I said, Kambosos was giving as good as he got and did enough in the fight to have on my scorecards a 2-round advantage, 3-point advantage, but you count the knockdown. With that being said, let's get into the backlash of the fight. Here at CTB, man, we have to follow boxers, of course, on their social media platforms. That is how we get firsthand information. A lot of the time, it's from the fighters themselves on their social media. With that being said, we was following Tio's social media, Twitter to be exact, not closely per se, but we've been following it to see would he come out and say he won the fight again. Would he give us some type of news to talk about? He did. He pretty much just deleted his Twitter. He decided that the fans was going in so much on Twitter that he just didn't need it anymore. So he just kind of got rid of the Twitter, and he pretty much got his tail tucked a little bit. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about what led to the backlash. His dad came out, of course, in the post-fight, said that he gave his son 11 or 12 rounds. Tio said the fix was in, that he was destined to lose this fight because they wanted him to lose this fight. They forced him to do things like make weight. They forced this fight on him, and he didn't want this fight. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but we all seen what happened. Like I said, we all saw the game plan he came in. He was unprepared. But a lot of the fans on Twitter are also mentioning things that I wanted to talk about in this video. They was mentioning Wilder's name a lot. They pretty much was saying that this loss to Kambosos was karma for Tio for mentioning, pretty much putting himself in that mix, saying that Wilder was the B word, saying that Wilder was making excuses for his loss to Fury in their second fight earlier last year. So fans are saying this is karma now. He's pretty much doing the same thing Wilder did, just on a how can I say, like on I won't say a larger scale per se, because Wilder was pretty much in depth with a lot of cheating and stuff like that. Tio is pretty much saying the fix is in, that he actually won the fight. That is the only difference. But here at CTB, I want to focus more so on the boxing aspect of it. I want to focus more so on the competition level. And I was thinking, like, in comparing those two, I want to compare who they lost to. Why nobody can't, I can't take it away from Fury, man. I'm not a Fury fan by no means at all. but you can't take away his skill set. You can't take away his size. The man is huge at 6'9", 277, and he had a superior size and advantage on Wilder, and he used it to his full advantage. And on top of that, like I said, he's a great fighter, man. Tyson Fury is a great fighter. He has a great skill set. That when you add that skill set with that size, it makes him a hard to beat person. It makes him a great champion. Now, I'm not shitting on Kambosos when I say this. What I will say, Kambosos is no Tyson Fury of his division. Kambosos was the underdog in this fight, while Wilder was the underdog in his fight. Wilder was a superior underdog in that fight. Tio was the really high favorite in this fight. He was also destined to have bigger fights in the division, in which he was pretty much putting on the back burner to have this fight. This fight wasn't mandatory, but if people remember correctly, he had time before this mandatory that he could have made a Devin Haney fight. But he chose to not make the Devin Haney fight. He chose to go his own route and try to, of course, grow his brand. Nothing wrong with that, grow your own brand. But in the sport of boxing, we all know that it doesn't work out in the boxer's favor all the time. Really, most of the time, to be honest. You learn anything from the heavyweight division, and possibly what we're going to learn from the welterweight division coming soon if we don't get the Crawford-Spence fight. It never works out in your favor, man. Just go ahead, if you're a young champion, go ahead and fight the other great up-and-coming young champions in your division. That way, these type of losses don't hurt as much, if that makes any sense. Like, if T.O. would have went in there and lost to Haney, you know what I'm saying? He lost to a great fighter, in our opinion, from the eye test. We all would consider Devin Haney one of the best in that division. Nobody but possibly Kambosos' camp, maybe, and Kambosos' family. Outside of that, nobody put Kambosos as the top echelon of this weight class. Nobody's seen that. So losing to him, well, it's a bad loss in my opinion. It is a bad loss. When Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, that was a fight in which he was favored to lose anyway. Even if he wasn't favored to lose, Tyson Fury is a great enough fighter to that where a loss to him doesn't hurt as much as it would have if, say, Wilder lost to Brain Stavern. Or no, not Brain Stavern, he was the champion. What's the other guy's name? Dominique Brazil. It would have been worse if Wilder lost to Dominique Brazil than it would have been by him losing to Tyson Fury. So with that being said, I blame the promoters. I blame Bob Arum for trying. Well, not even Bob Arum, really. You have to blame Tio to this to a certain degree, because he took this fight to Thriller and tried to line his pockets up, man. He chased the money, and he didn't chase the ring glory, man, and that pretty much what hurt him. So to end this chin chat real quick, I just have a really quick question to you guys, man. Kambosos is also undefeated. He's now the unified champion at that weight. He has three of four major championships. And then he has, of course, the franchise title, which is still somehow transferable. I don't understand it. But he has 3 of the 4 belts. He's undefeated. He doesn't have a marketable name. I wouldn't say as much as Tio, because Tio really wasn't marketable either. But he's a little bit more marketable than Tio, because Tio has a victory over Lomachenko. So with that being said, are you happy with the Kambosos Haney fight? Like, would you put that fight on the same pedestal that you would have put Teofimo Lopez fighting Devin Haney, let's say this time last year or the year before last, after he beat Lomachenko? Would you put, now that Kambosos beat Lopez, who he beat the man who beat the man, would you put the fight with him and Devin Haney on the same pedestal as you, of course, we put the Tio versus Haney fight? Let me know in the comment section, man, what you think, man. With that being said, this has been a Chin Check. I'm your boy Jay Slay. This has been CTB, Chin Tub Boxing. I'm your, you know the rest. Peace.
Undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world.
In favor of the winner, remaining undefeated, proving he is one of the elite champions of the sport.
The fight, it is over. Canelo gets the knockout.
I'll tell you what.